Hello, vinyl community, and welcome back to Mike's Vinyl Experience. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I greatly appreciate it. Well, it's February, and it's the love month. So today, I thought, and since Valentine's Day is right here upon us, I thought I would do a fun little video and talk about some romantic albums that I think really can set the mood when you're sharing time with that very special person. So here's what I've come up with. The first album, and these albums are in no particular order whatsoever, just albums that I think have a touch of romance to them, that I think are fun to listen to and certainly can be romantic. The first one I have is the Beatles, Abbey Road. This is a great album full of love and wonderful songs. Oh, darling, I want you. Here comes the sun. What a great album this is. Sorry, I didn't mean to sing some of that, but you know how it goes when you're kind of in the love month, so to speak. Abbey Road by the Beatles. What a great song. What a great album to spend time with that very special someone. Great album. The next album I have on my list is none other than Diana Krall, The Look of Love. To be honest, you could probably pick any of her albums and they are all pretty romantic. She's got such a sultry voice and a wonderful, wonderful, just romantic tone to her songs. Some of the songs on this one, let me take the record out and tell you some of the songs on here. This is a double album, so there's 2 records. So sorry for that. Swonderful is a wonderful, wonderful song. And of course, the title track, The Look of Love. Her version of that song is just impeccable, in my opinion. Dancing in the Dark, Maybe You'll Be There. Great, great album to set the mood. The next album that I chose was a Carly Simon album. Now, this is an older Carly Simon album. I think it was done in 1980 or 1981. It's her album Torch. And it is just a fantastic, fantastic album. The first cut on it is Blue is Blue. Just start with that and then just let the album play. It is absolutely wonderful. Very, very romantic. The album cover emulates love. Carly Simon, Torch. The next one I have is Carole King, Tapestry. Now, Carole King, every song on this album could just be love and emulate romance. This is a great, great album. Love the sound of this album. Every song on here is really good. Will You Love Me Tomorrow? I Feel the Earth Move. So Far Away. Great, great album for the month of February. Carole King, Tapestry. And of course, everybody knows Chris Isaak, Heart-Shaped World, and the song on here that is so popular, Wicked Game. This is a classic album by Chris Isaak, and what a great song. But the entire album is very, very excellent, and it is a very romantic. His voice is just romantic. You know, the other album that I thought of putting in here with this, and it kind of reminds me a lot of Chris Isaak, is the group called Double. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they've got a great song called Captain of Her Heart. Thought of that album as well. Great, great album. Chris Isaak, Heart-Shaped World. And then no romance list of albums could be complete with at least one Carpenters album. Karen and Richard Carpenter, they made so darn many wonderful sounding love songs. There's just so many. This album in particular has Superstar on it. Great album. Rainy Days and Mondays. All of their songs on this album are really good. And for that matter, all of the Carpenters songs, For All We Know, is on this album as well. What a great, great album to listen to with that special someone, in particular during the month of February. Okay, moving on, we have got Joni Mitchell Blue, the classic Joni Mitchell. I don't know, I don't even really need to say much about this. And she's got so many neat albums and wonderful albums that she has done, that they're just wonderful. A Case of You is probably really good. I love California on this album. The album sounds great. It's a wonderful album. Highly recommended. Joni Mitchell Blue for the month of February. Charles Mingus, The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. Now this album, when Charles Mingus did this back in the late 60s, it was kind of, he was doing kind of like a ballet. But the first song on here, and I apologize for not getting it, it's the first track, track A, Solo Dancer. It's just a great, but the entire album is good. Now don't expect this to be a very mellow and laid back album, because it's not. I mean, it's pretty energetic, but I tell you what, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful album. In particular, romantic type album, I think anyway. Let me know what your thoughts are. Charles Mingus, The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. Oh, the next album that I've got is another jazz album. John Coltrane, My Favorite Things. What a great album this is. The entire album is laid back, wonderful, wonderful sounding John Coltrane music. Of course, the title track, My Favorite Things, along with Every Time We Say Goodbye and Summertime, are phenomenal cuts on this album. What a great romantic album to listen to during the month of February, even on Valentine's Day. This just emulates romance. What a great album by John Coltrane. My Favorite Things. Next, I want to do a CD, and this is kind of along the lines of Carpenters type music. It's an essay CD. It's a first impression music essay CD. Songs of Karen Carpenter by Jeremy Monteiro Trio. John Keita is one of the guest performers on here that is singing. What a wonderful collection of songs. It's all Carpenters music, Carpenters songs. And so you know that it's going to be a romantic type of album, and it is. And to be honest with you, this SACD has excellent sonics. It sounds really, really good. Give it a listen to. This is a great, great CD by First Impression Music. Okay, now we're going to switch just a teeny bit, just one little thing, to classical. And really, a romantic type evening could involve a little classical with Antonio Vivaldi, The Four Seasons. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful album. I chose this one out of the collection. I've got 4 or 5, maybe 6 different versions of The Four Seasons by different folks performing it. I have one on Chesky Records that is probably my favorite. But this is a wonderful sounding album. Of course, this is on the Analog Productions label. Excellent, excellent sounding. Highly recommend this for a nice, warm Valentine's or February night at home. Very romantic. Excellent, excellent album. Okay, moving on. Sade. Everything about Sade speaks love and romance. Her songs are about love and romance. Every song that she does, Smooth Operator, Diamond Life, Cherry Pie, I could go on and on. They're all absolutely wonderful. This is her greatest hits. It's a double album of her songs. Maybe it's just a single album, I'm so sorry. But it's a wonderful, wonderful sounding. You know, all of Sade's albums sound spectacular. I've got three albums of hers that were redone by Audio Fidelity, and they're great sounding. Even the box set that Sade did is wonderful, wonderful sounding. Sade, everything that she does is wonderful and romantic. Natalie Cole, Unforgettable. This is a craft recording album that came out. You know what? Here's another album that you can just put it on and just let it go. Make your favorite someone to spend time with dinner and put this album on. You won't go wrong. It's wonderful. The Very Thought of You, obviously. Paper Moon, Lush Life, Smile, and of course, Unforgettable. She sings that on this album with her dad, which is really kind of a neat thing, the way that they've done that. Anyway, Nat King Cole is there with her singing it. What a great version of the album. Anyway, Natalie Cole, Unforgettable. What a great album. And of course, who emulates romance better than the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra? This album is live in Paris. It's a original master recorded by Mobile Fidelity. Gosh, you know, My Funny Valentine, April in Paris, as At Long Last Love, Moonlight in Vermont. He has just got, there's just so many Frank Sinatra albums, and they are all just romantic, meant for those wonderful times spent with a significant other, someone you enjoy being with. What a great, great album to listen to, in particular during the month of February. Okay, the next one, you're going to say, okay, wait a minute. This isn't anything romantic, but let me explain. The next album on my list is Led Zeppelin 4. Now you're thinking, okay, maybe other than Stairway to Heaven, exactly what's on this album that is romantic or would emulate love? Well, if you're older like me and you remember the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, then you'll remember in that movie, Damone is telling his friend Rat, who is just asked Stacy out on a date. Rat's nervous, wants to know how he can impress Stacy on their very first date, likes her a lot, and Damone proceeds to tell him his 5-point process for getting to know girls and getting them to like you. And step number 5 is, when it comes to making out, whenever possible, put on Led Zeppelin 4, side 1. Of course, when Rat's on the date with Stacy, it's funny because it's not Led Zeppelin 4, side 1. It's Kashmir off Physical Graffiti. But it made for a great movie anyway. So Led Zeppelin 4, side 1. The last album I have on my list today for the month of February, around Valentine's Day, for the love month. No list could be complete without Marvin Gaye. Let's Get It On. What a wonderful, wonderful album this is. Absolutely wonderful sounding too, by the way, as a side note. Mobile Fidelity original master recording of this album is actually quite stellar. They did a very good job with this. But what a great, and it's not just the title song, Let's Get It On. The entire album, Marvin Gaye's voice is just romantic. I mean, it's, I don't want to say sexy, but I guess it really kind of is. He's just got that deep voice, that really, really romantic type voice. What a great album to put on for a nice evening when you're sharing it with someone that you care about. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. That's my list of albums for the Love Month. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comment section below if you have any that you would like to add to that list, or if there's some that you think shouldn't be on that list. Those are just some of the albums that I thought of and thought that would be a fun little video to do. And so thank you for watching. Please leave comments in the comment section below. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like what you've been seeing on this and recent videos, I've got more coming up. Videos. We're going to be back and doing some reviews. Got a lot of stuff coming down. So we're going to be doing quite a few views. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for being with me here today. And have a happy Valentine's Day. And have a happy Love Month. Thank you.